What's the opposite of growth for just going, the video just going bye-bye? Um, when we are intimidated, when we feel there is judgment against us, even before we get into the legal field or when we first enter it, we can shut down. And I asked a question in my on my Paralegal Coffee Talk Facebook page. When you're hit with judgment, is it fight, flight, or blank? What do you do? And most people were going to stand up, but there were several who said, I'm running. I'm running like the road runner. I'm going to be gone like the wind, because I felt that way. And when you go into a law firm, it's a very, it can be intense. You've got a lot of work to do. You can feel judged because you're not working as fast or catching on as fast as you need to. And I felt that I had to remind myself what I had already, what I was bringing to the table before I entered the law firm, and then what I was adding every day. I was learning like one or two new things at least, and had to be happy with that growth, because that was the growth was quick enough. It wouldn't be overnight. I tell people, you've got to give yourself 2 months to feel like as if you know somewhat, just know something about what you're doing every day, and then give yourself another 6 months. You're not going to be an expert then in the areas of law. Listen, the attorneys didn't learn that quick. There's a lot they didn't learn in law school. Yeah, truly. So while they were taught to critically think and analyze, there was a lot about managing the law firm, managing their work, writing, that they didn't learn. So don't feel bad. Don't feel judged, because I know the truth about what they came to the table with. And you don't at this point. So now I'm telling you. And when the judgment is taking place, what we have to do is shift our mindset. Before we go to the law firm is the most important time. Before you apply to any law firm, applying to 100 law firms in your area is not a bright thing to do. I will tell you that, because most of those go in the trash. The attorney needs to know how you're going to help him or her. And yes, they're judging at that point, and rightly so, because they need the help. But once you get your base knowledge, your legal knowledge, and you end up being hired, then the speed at which you progress can be judged. What I want you to do is learn how to decipher what law firm is the law firm for you. What one is going to treat you with respect? What one is going to abide by the rules of professional conduct and operate in an ethical way? Yeah, some don't. And you don't want to be there. You want to protect yourself. You don't want to be ignorant about that. Okay, that is a bad move. And so we can be judged because of our ignorance in a lot of the legal knowledge we sincerely do not have, but we can fix that over a period of time. The law firm is not a school. They don't sit you down and say, okay, now this is step 1, 2, 3. They don't do that. Even if they say they offer training, be very aware that they will expect you to get up to speed faster than you can humanly accomplish. So it's up to you to acquire legal knowledge before you ever step foot in the law firm. It's up to you to be a detective, in that you have to ask the right questions when you are on an interview. You asking the right questions. You don't sit there as if you don't have a voice and let them make the deciding factor, be the deciding factor regarding your career. This is a career you're building, not just a plain old 9-to-5 job. You've got to switch that mindset, change your mindset, make a shift. that you're building something for you, and that but when we get it, when we face it, we don't need to run from it. Okay? Um, so if you go and you find yourself in a place like that where we're getting the side eye, where we're being whispered about, hey, it's happened to me. In a law firm, it's happened. Um, it's no way to build camaraderie in a law firm. Sometimes the attorneys did not hire correctly, did not vet the person that they were hiring. And we ended up with chaos for a time. And then, I mean, one employee was hauled off by the police in one law firm I was in. Very rare that that happens, but I was outside. I stayed outside. I came back from lunch and saw something was happening, but I stayed in my car. I was worried. I called and found out they were all okay, but that there was an arrest going on. So there's a lot of vetting that we have to do as employees before we ever step foot in a place. If that story bothered you, it should, because you want to make sure you know what you're getting into. Okay? It's not glamorous, but it can be a wonderful career that you build. But you have to take part in the structuring of it as to where you end up by investigating the law firm, by investigating the attorney. What do I mean, doing your homework, but you have to ask the wonderful questions in the interview so that you know exactly what it is you are moving into or not. Maybe they're going to offer you the job, but I would never accept a job on the spot. Give yourself 24 hours to think about it and dissect what you saw, the vibe you got, and all of that. In my class, Paralegal Inner Circle class, I have a whole series of videos for the interview, but one especially are the questions they will ask you more than likely, but also questions you need to ask to figure out, is this the right place? We will receive judgment, and sometimes we'll be judged by the fact that we're asking questions. However, any attorney that's worth working for will be so happy that you're asking questions, because they want you to ask questions when you have doubt. They don't want you to assume. We never assume or guess in the law firm. Never. I'll call it a phrase, but it's like the thing that is drilled into attorneys' heads, and it's drilled into our heads. We don't guess. We don't slide things under the rug hoping it'll go away. We have to face it. If we made a mistake, we have to own up to it, confess it, and move on. But the judgment can feel like a killer, and we are really hard on ourselves. So we made a mistake, we have to keep moving and try not to repeat that. Learn a lesson from it. You'll see a graphic if you go to my Facebook page, Paralegal Coffee Talk, and it was, you've got to learn a lesson from the mistake. If you do, then you're a success. So pat yourself on the back at every step that you're adding to your legal knowledge, to your technical knowledge. You're the one that's got to pat yourself on the back. This is your career, and keep going. It's not the end of the world if somebody's standing off on the side judging you, but you don't have to accept it either. Okay? And you'll be more successful by the detective work you do before you ever step foot in a law firm. And the more legal knowledge you have, the better off you'll be. Okay? So for me, having a confrontation was the worst thing that could happen. But then I married somebody who was very at ease with confrontations. And I talked to him about it, and I honestly learned how to handle it in a much more constructive way. But I didn't know how to handle it in my teens and 20s. Neither did my folks. They didn't know how to handle life. So I learned from, because his parents taught him, and debate was accepted within that his family, but not mine. So I had to learn how to do that type of thing. This didn't come naturally or easy, but over the years, not accepting judgment. If it was where something, I made a mistake and I needed to learn, that's fine, but I wasn't going to be pummeled into the ground by anybody over it. I would just be very confident and say, okay, that's enough. And they would go, excuse me, I'd say, that's enough. You can end that now. So I had to learn how to be stronger. Being a mom helped me to learn, but being coached by how my husband's parents handled all that, and how he handled corporate life, and I would question him about it, that was very helpful to me because I had no idea how to handle judgment or confrontation. All right, so you're not alone in this, but it's okay if you stand up for yourself and protect your career. That's what you're building, not a 9-to-5 job. You're building a career, and it's worth you putting the effort in. So I'm going to end this video. I hope that you will join us in the last launch of the Paralegal Inner Circle class for 2019. We won't be launching until 2020. So hope you'll jump on board with us. 4 days to go before registration opens up. Just go to my website, paralegalcoffeetalk.com, and look for the Paralegal Inner Circle class info, and you will read all about it. You cannot register now. Registration opens up on Sunday at 12:01 a.m. So hope you'll join us. We're going to have a good group. I've got our private group already set up, and I'm going to be adding training to that. You get additional training in the private group over and above the training available through the class, which has 50 or so videos there, plus PDFs, and 2 PDF books for you. All right, so have a great day. I'm so glad you were here with me today live and on replay. Appreciate you all. And don't forget, make comments, ask questions. This is a channel for you to get the help that you need and advice, and I will do what I can. All right, have a great day. Take care, and I will see you in the next video. Take care.